Hello, it's the special video about the fieldwork base, and because this one is the new fieldwork base question being released by the company, we have by the textbook that are provided our the textbook publisher, and then so that I would like to go through with you right here. And for the first one, building a sustainable city, this one is a bit look like our second mock exam question, be frank, but the sample method is a bit different. You can see this having a very regular interval for A, B, C, and D actually. But anyway, we have a look. We have to look. Okay. For here, using map evidence, explain why this is a ideal place for the field investigation for land use conflict. If we have land use conflict, first of all, we have to have different land use, right? And for the different land use, what do we have right here? Any evidence that is talking about we will have a different land use? How can you see it? Actually, this one is also quite important skill. Okay, you can see this one. The area next to B is residential land use. Okay, actually, it's the residential land use. Okay, and then for those larger piece, just like this one, it should be the industrial land use. Okay, because industrial building, when you goes into the industrial building, most of them are large in areas. Okay, so it is industrial land use. So you can see there are different land use. So let's check it out for the answer. If you don't believe Mr. Learn, then you have to code the figure. This is very important. Okay, and the rectangular shape so that it's an old town area where land use conflict is common. So, as I've said, we have to match the theme with the field study. Okay, what's the legs? As you can see right here already, high accessibility is always the good evidence. Okay, because you are not going to go. You are not willing to go to, for example, Thiên水圍for the investigation, although there's MTR station as I admit, but while giving comparison, you will prefer to going to the Central Bowl instead of Thiên水圍, right? And then time saving for the data collection because the four object, okay, which is close to one another. This is also one of the important thing that can gather in the map evidence to convincing that this is near to the we can do it easily. Okay. Next one, B. Explain why students use such a assessment for collecting the data. What is the assessment method which is giving marks? Okay, giving different marks right here. Okay, and how do the marks being given? Just like the questionnaire. Okay, if it is very smooth, the traffic condition is very smooth, 1 mark. If it's congested, 5 mark. If it is very safe, 1 mark, and then 5 mark, blah blah blah. Okay, so why is it good? Okay, because this is a very important concept. Because for this one, it's kind of very qualitative data. This is a qualitative data originally. Okay, for example, what is qualitative, which is about quality, good bad that kind of thing. But if we are going to talking about something good, we have to give some we better give some how say give some scale to showing the extent of how good is it. Okay, so accordingly we should use some quantitative method to make those qualitative data being more comparable. Okay, more easy to be compared, so that it's a kind of quantifying the qualitative data，就係將啲質性嘅嘢咧可以量化咗佢，即係譬如話我上堂都有講嘅，即係話譬如話我幾靚仔咁喂咁我比起點講啊？我比起啲完全超核突嘅人，我梗係靚仔啊！咁但係 我係咪靚仔到好似男神咁？唔係噶嘛。咁所以咧就喂，你最好就將啲人靚仔程度咧就俾個級別佢啦嚇。假設我係一個靚仔嘅一粒星靚仔嘅，咁人哋就可以跟到就話喂呢條嘢一粒星靚仔喎，咁佢比兩粒星靚仔比啲男神差好遠啦。啲男神可能五粒星噶嘛，大佬 OK 啊。Just giving some illustration by rather if Mr. Leung is handsome or not. If Mr. Leung is very handsome, is not very handsome, while compared with those very ugly, I'm not very handsome. Wow, compare with very ugly, I'm not very handsome 添。I mean, while compared with the guy who is very ugly, and I'm handsome, but while compared with those pop star, for example Leon Lai definitely I'm not very handsome lah, okay, while compared with them. So in order to make others know how handsome is Mr. Leung, so you better give how many star for Mr. Leung for his handsome. Okay, so this one is quantifying the qualitative data. This one is very good. Okay, and what are the good thing about the quantifying qualitative data? It's easy to be compared, right? Okay, so accordingly right here, as I have said before, qualitative data are quantified, and then cost saving and then easy to be compared and then they can collect it at the same period of time time saving. Do not require technical support because you don't need meters 什麼 even just like the noise meter. Okay, right here you have the noise and air quality Originally, if we are really going to do a very serious research, we have to bring along with a sound meter. We have to bring a PM meter in order to convince how polluted is the air and also how noisy is the street is. Okay, so right here we don't need that. Okay, we just need judgment by the eyes. Okay, so which is more or less like this. This one is a good point. So cost saving do not require technical support and also time saving. Cost and times mostly count for 2 marks, but you would better treat it as 1 mark and then play safe. Okay, and most importantly, I think this point is good. Okay, most of the qualitative data can be quantified, just like means Mr. Leung handsome or not. How handsome is Mr. Leung? As I have mentioned before. Okay, how handsome is Mr. Leung? You can make comparison. Okay, if you say, oh, Mr. Leung just 1 mark, just 1 star handsome. Okay, then it is definitely poorer than Leon Lai, then or poorer than others. Okay, so this one will be the very descriptive statistical method. Okay, so what is compound bar graph? Right here, this is talking about compound bar graph. Compound always bear in mind for the compound bar graph we are always talking about the whole set of data that can be accounted for 100%. Okay, so how should you do? It should be like this. Okay, so you can make those make the data from the table 1C to here. This is table 1C. Okay, this is the data from the table 1C, and put it all together. Put all the bar together, all the data together, and form a row. Okay, and then if we put together, so it can show the proportion of particular aspects. Okay, so it is more easy to be compared. Okay, so accordingly, this one, as these 2 questions is always being covered with you, but it seems you still don't know how to use it, be frank. Okay, so first of all, the student defined the hypothesis of these studies as land use conflicts in the old town areas of Sam Shui Po. There is land use conflict. So what is it talking about? So if the town is more old, land use conflict will occur. Okay, so by this graph, can you draw some conclusion from here? Okay, from here, A is far to the Sam Shui Po, D is more adjacent to the central pole. So accordingly, what should you have? So it's a bit of B and C and D, which is just next to the central pole MTR station. So accordingly, they are having higher bar, and then why? Because they are having a higher mark, which is talking about it's more having more traffic, the safety is poorer, and then the noise pollution is higher, and then air quality is poorer. Okay, street condition not too good. Okay, many hawkers. Okay, so accordingly, this one is talking about we have to how to describe this type of data 咧 we have to use about we have to use a score, point out the score. Okay, since the area of the study area next to the central pole is having a score higher than 20 or above, so we have to tell that, oh, the hypothesis is valid. But for here, be frank, it really miss explanation. You have to explain somehow. Okay, for example, there is a lot of mixed land use in Sam Shui Po. If really going to the DSE question, but right here, I don't know why there is no explanation for the hypothesis. But I really suggest you to write the explanation. I did deduct your mark during the mock exam if you haven't the explanation, but just the description. But anyway, this one is 3 marks. Okay, but not trying to argue with me. Oh, 3 marks, we don't need to do the explanation. Better play safe. Okay, you better play safe. So accordingly, then you should write a good hypothesis and then tell me this hypothesis is valid or not, and then give me an explanation. Okay, next one. If we are going to qualitative data is not enough, as I have mentioned before, we have to use the meter for the noise level and air quality. What kind of instrument do you have to use? And describe and explain the method, okay, to collect the data. For this one, not just pointing out how to what kind of instrument we have to use. Okay, you have to tell me the correct procedure for using this kind of instrument. Okay, for example, noise pollution, noise meter. You better not to record it when Mr. Leung is talking. Okay, or someone is next to you and then screaming. You better don't do it like this. In order to get rid of Mr. Leung is screaming, or get rid of some deviance in the streets. For example, suddenly some people shouting around. Okay, it may happen in Sham Bowl, right? So accordingly, what should you do? You have to record more time. Okay, you have to record several times, and also you have to do in different sites in order to collect a larger sampling size, and hold the instrument when measuring. Okay, don't put it on the ground, and or don't put it too high. Okay, just put it in your head level. Okay, wait until the reading are stable, because the noise meter is always jumping, because the noise next to your measurement will be fluctuating all the time. Okay, repeating that each few times take the effects, as I said before it is increasing the sampling size, and then increase sampling size, and then it can reduce the deviance. 嗰啲差異就冇咁勁啦。So Mr. Leung screaming can be avoided. The data of Mr. Leung's screaming may be eliminated. Okay, next one. Building a sustainable city again. Okay, this one is using a timer and a counter. Sorry, this one is counter, and then this one is timer. Okay, and then what we are going to do, we are going to change the study the change of traffic flow from East New Territories to Kowloon in Sha Tin at different times interval on a weekday. Okay, so number 2A, which is talking about which is talking about the which is talking about the what the equipment used in the field work. Okay. Figure 2b, which is talking about the record sheet, how to record the data recorded. Okay. And then figure 2c, which is talking about a sketch map of the field site and its surrounding. Is a photo. Oh, come on. Okay. Number 2d, it is shows the data collected by the student. Okay. Oh, like this. Okay. This one is a sketch map. That's right. Okay. So after we counting and take the time, and then you can see there's a different type of transport vehicles being counted. Okay. So number 1, discuss how the choice of conducting the field trip in different times interval on a day affects the accuracy and reliability. So accordingly, you can see they are doing it in different time interval. And then if we are doing like this, what is the problem? It is not quite accurate, because we can just collect the 1 day data. Okay. And also, if we are just going to count the count this few type of transport, is it enough? It's not quite enough. Okay, be frank, because the truck can be divided into the container and also the truck itself, and then public transport can be divided into the bus and also minibus, and then private car, we can have different types of private car, for example the Hong Kong's one or the transboundary one. So what can we do? The choice is higher in the weekdays, but very greatly in different time interval, as you can see in the long peak level, as I have said, which is not too high. Okay. So we should better identify which one is the peak level and which one is the long peak hours. Okay. It is more easy. Okay. Number 2b, refer to figure 1a, figure 2b, and table 2d. Describe how the 5 students collected the data and with the tools and also the instrument in this study. As you can see here, it is a DSE 2019 question. Okay. So you have to describe it properly. Okay. Not just take the time and then when the car is passing through, counter. This one will be a very low mark question. How do we do it? Okay. You have to make it very discreet about who is doing what. Okay. If you have a group of students, okay, one student responsible for taking the time. Okay. And then another one counting the flow of 4 types of vehicles. Maybe we can do one student by one. Okay. One student is doing the public transport, one student is doing the private car, another student is doing the truck, so on and so forth. Okay. And then very detailed step by step. When then a vehicle passing by, press the counter once and then record the number in a record sheet. Okay. This one is important. Okay. C, the student draw a conclusion that for all type of vehicles, there's a significant change of traffic flow at different time interval in these studies. Refer to the data in table 2D. Discuss whether the above conclusion is appropriate. Definitely appropriate. But you have to give them the data and also explain the reason behind. Okay. What should you do? First of all, you have to justify the hypothesis. Okay. The traffic flow is different. Then code the figure to me. Okay. For example, 8 o'clock, 5 o'clock is very high. It's having a peak hours for private car and trucks and public transport. And then you can give me some extreme data. Okay. Let's say the private car can be varied between 400 something to 100 something. Okay. And then the public transport, you can also tell me the fewest. Okay. Not just the most. give me the top and then give me the bottom, okay? Give me the high and then give me the low. First of all, justify the hypothesis, right or wrong. And then give me the high, give me the low, and also code with data. But can you tell me why? It's because more cars is the commuting is high. This is the explanation. But they are low mark, but for here, but I will also want you to say the explanation, because this one is talking about discuss, okay? It's about discuss, so that low explanation is needed, but you also make a habit for yourself, nurture a habit for yourself. You better hold explain the data in 1 or 2 sentences when you are doing the justifying the hypothesis to play safe, okay? But what should we do for here? As it is talking about discuss, so this one, proving it correct. But any point that we can say is not correct. For example, taxi. You can see taxi is more or less like the same, okay? So this one is the marginal things, which is the exceptional. You can tell me some exceptional when it comes to a when it really have some exception, okay? Most of them are okay, most of them are straightforward, but you never prove that you can have a very smooth hypothesis, okay? So when it comes to an exception, you have to point it out and then say, oh, it's not quite appropriate, okay? This is also okay. So accordingly, you have to code it with 5 marks, and then right here, let's see, student from other group doubted the accuracy and also reliability of the data collected. Explain why the student were doubtful and suggest way of improvement. Why is doubtful? Why is not accurate? Because if you just it seems we have just one counter, so what happening? It may not be able to identify all the cars right here, okay? And also, if only 1 days only, what's happened? Maybe today on that day, class suspension, just like now, okay? It may also reduce the traffic flow, okay? So it cannot reflect the whole thing, okay? If we are really talking about the accuracy and also reliability of the data, first of all, again, as I've said before, increase sampling size. What can be done also? Can it be done by panel study? Not sure. What can be done as well? Using different people to do the things again to prove whether it's true or not. Okay, so let's check out the answer, whether it's right or wrong. Okay. So data only collected 1 day is not enough, as I have said before. Okay, this about the heavy, as I have just using the illustration of class suspension is also reducing the traffic flow. Okay, so maybe we can do in 2 days. Okay, not representative because only one single direction are counted. Okay, maybe we can count the flow of 2 direction. Okay, the classification is a bit vague. Okay, for example, motorbike is absent, and then also government vehicles are also absent. So give a more definition of trucks and also others is enough. One side is not enough lah. more sites are needed lah. Okay, because we are doing the from Sha-Tin to Kowloon okay. And then maybe 4-time interval are not very representative. We can collect the data in other time interval. Okay, it's also working. Okay, so pilot study you have to specify like this. Okay, because we never know what kind of car we'll have. Increasing sampling size right here, but you really have to specify somehow. You have to stick into the question in order using this main point. Okay, different people using the counting different group is somewhere like this one. Okay, but anyway, you have to use, if you really going to use this point, you have to specify to the question. Okay, to the hypothesis. Okay, coastal environment it's about a coastal area. Okay, Figure 1 3A shows the map for the surrounding. Table 2B 3B shows the data by the student as well as the score of various coastal management strategies. Okay, as you can see here, you can see here. Okay, what's it about? This one is talking about the name of the coastal strategy and then this one is construction cost resistant to the breakers, visual perception. Okay, so what should you do? And then draw a ground group the bar graph. What is group the bar graph? It is not this one. Okay, this one is talking about a compound bar graph. Compound bar graph is joining all the things together in a row. Okay, but right here you should have different row. Okay, different bar. Okay, in the same, just like this one. Okay, this one is group the bar graph. Okay, okay, bear in mind, don't mix up. Definitely title is important. The score, x-axis, y-axis is also important, and also give me the key, please. Okay, and then explain why statistical diagram in B1 is more suitable in presenting the data, because it can show different type of category. Okay, it can show different category. Okay, the performance of different categories, and then easily to be compared for each category. Okay, more easy for comparison as I've said before. Okay, easy to draw easy to understand more or less like my talking. And then B, again, discuss whether what should we do close relationship between coastal management strategies and surrounding land use. Okay, so what should you do? You just tell me, if we are having a very dense land use, then we will use the concrete. Okay. And then if we are having fewer land use, we may use the brick wall. Sorry, if we are having a greater land use, if we are having residential land use, we may use seawall. Okay. Because we are this more important. Okay, and also C is also important, so that because there's a lot of bus stop, the bus depot right here, and then we have to protect them. But what is not important? No land use at all. Okay, not too much land use right here. Okay, so this one is going to say that how to prove it. All strategies are going to resist the rate, but low residential and industrial land use in A, so less costly strategy are developed. So this one is talking about the low. Where's the high? Maybe this one is the high. Okay, as I have seen, there's a lot of bus depot and also industrial building right there. Breakwater reduce the wave attack. So there's a close relationship. So you have to explain somehow, not just justifying, and also provide a high and low to me. Okay. Give me some data as well. Okay. Last one. Suggest another field study topic. Wow, this one is totally alike with the 219 question. What is provided? Let's see. Anemometer. What is anemometer? Which is dealing with the wind speed. Okay. Timer, counter. What should you deal with? How to collect the data. We can use what kind of thing it can going to measure. C wave la, wave frequency la, wind speed la. So what is it about? We're talking about the destructive wave and then how strong is the wave. We can do the study like this. So first of all, what should you do? Give me the hypothesis. Check out the answer lah. Okay. Sorry, I missed one. But let's start with D then. Okay. First of all, you have to give me the hypothesis lah. For example, wave frequency. How strong is the wave? I have said the frequency and also the type of the three studies. So again, please, when you are doing the last 6 mark question, if it's just asking you to suggest another topic, please give me another field study topic at the very beginning. So what should you do? This one is a very clear presented procedure for using the anemometer and also the counter and also timer. So please have a look. Okay. What should you do? Choose an object in a fixed point. This one is also important. Or you have to choose the point and then place the timer and then place the counter every time, and then once a breaker hits the point of reference, okay, till time is up, and then count the time for the breaker. Okay, to improve the accuracy, the wave frequency of over 5 minute interval, we have to increase the sampling size, and then the wind speed and wind direction can be measured by the anemometer. We repeat the step above for another 2 sites. Okay, so we can determine the wave type based on the data collected, and then the work of wave can be found. Okay, so this tool, if you really don't know how to write the last 6 mark question, this is a good guidance for you to dealing with it. And then this is asking, let's go back to C. Okay, suggest other primary or secondary data collection method that you can done for field study. Okay, and this one I really suggest you to have a look. Okay, it's most of them can be used in different type of question。呢個咧好鬼，即係我之前講就話好鬼 popular，即係你可以擠向邊度都得㗎，只不過你改一改後面啲 explanation 咧就得㗎啦。OK，this one actually you can use in also you can be use this type of research method in city lah and also farm farming. Okay, so that please have a good look about the wordings. Okay, how to deal with the taking of photo and videos. We can check out the coastal strategies and also the type of wave lah. Okay, evaluate the effectiveness of the coastal strategies and data analysis. How to deal with questionnaire survey. We can ask the different stakeholders. Okay, stakeholders is important. For example, when you go to Hanfashun, you can ask the resident right there. Okay, to evaluate the breakwater is working a lot. So this is primary data. How to deal with secondary data? News report lah. News report talking about the flood in the Hanfashun maybe. Okay, a lot of people's cars is being drowned on that time. Authoritative report such as the government report. Okay, authoritative is talking about someone with power. Okay, someone have say. Okay, and then the government report can evaluate the management of the strategy, manage the coastal management strategy, more in a more objective way. Okay, so this is the coastal, and this page here I think is really useful for you to telling others how to use the related equipment or using some pods that can be put into the city and also the vermin. Okay, next one. This one, which is talking about measuring the size of sediment. Okay, so the student decided to carry out pilot study. How to do the pilot study? Maybe we can take the photo for the pilot study because we don't know what's happening, and then maybe we can use a winching pole or use a measuring tape to measure how far is the breach, and then we can clear cut the interval. 喂，大佬你睇個沙灘，如果你去做一個前設嘅測試嘅話，即係你去睇下視察嘅場地嘅話，你要點做？跟住帶把尺佢啦，帶啲相機去啦 ，OK， 咁你先知道大概係點噶嘛嚇 ，OK 嚇 ，let's check it out the answer。We can check out whether the equipment is accurate and then the time is enough or not, and then potential problem and obstacle. Maybe there's a lot of cloud, and then we need a photograph take to the photo to convince it this. Okay, and if we take a photo and also measuring tape, and then we can know how long is it and also the time needed for doing so. Okay, next one. Suggest some secondary data it needed for the field work. Hello. How about this? Okay, is it useful? Not really. Be careful. What can be done? We can use some weather forecast. We can use some time of low tide and high tide. Any construction work and renovation work. You can say it's news report, but you have to specify which is talking about the high low tide and low tide, high low tide. Okay. And also you have to specify talking about the weather forecast for here. Okay. Don't just going to say report news report. Okay. It's not enough. What's scattered diagram? As you can see here, what is best fit line? You get the information right here. The mean is like this, and then there's a different distance of the line. Okay, and one of them is y-axis and other of them is x-axis. Be careful. The location with increasing distance should be this side. Okay, should be the horizontal side. Okay, and then for here. Location, which is the distance from the coaster, isn't it? I forget. Yeah, distance from the timeline. Okay, is the independent variable, and then the FA size of beach gradient is the dependent variable. Always bear in mind, dependent variable this size. Okay, and then independent variable this side. Be careful. Next, a student defined the hypothesis studies as the further away of the low tide line, the larger the size of the coastal sediment. So what should you do? First of all, justify the hypothesis right or wrong. Okay, and then call high and low. Okay, call me the figure for the high, call me the figure for the low. Okay, let's see, isn't it? 次次都係咁㗎。Okay. But what should you do? You can code the data to me and tell me the relationship. It is positive correlated. The hypothesis is valid. Okay, and then you can tell me with the number. Okay, and then give me some explanation. Can you see this one is the explanation? The backwash is larger than the swash. Okay, and then the swash is bigger than the backwash, so the sediment is left on the beach. Okay. So this one is the explanation. Okay. So tell me explanation. When you are doing to the hypothesis justification. Okay. Number 3. The field study was carried out shortly after a typhoon attack. explain how it affected data accuracy and reliability. Is it going to be accurate? Not really accurate, because all the fine sediment is being carried away by the typhoon, and then the core sediment is only remaining. How about the reliability? Not really, because we cannot really see the how longshore drift is working for different times. Okay, because winter it will have its own work. Okay, so you have to explain. And wave energy is stronger, and then carry away fine sediment, as I have said large particle is remaining, as I have said Okay, so next one. The student also bought the following equipment in this fieldwork: sketch map, compass, 2 winching rod, measuring tape, and folder and timer. I'm not going to go through this for a long time, okay? But this is also a good reference for telling you that how to use this kind of equipment, okay? Please bear in mind for this. Please bear in mind for this, and also please bear in mind for this. But most importantly, you have to point out what hypothesis you need to do. Okay, before you before you before you mention those how to use that measurement. Okay, okay. Let's see. So that's the end of this theory-based question. Have a good luck for your theory-based question at oil. Bye.